Welcome back, Internet, for another Reddit stories. This one is Ask Reddit. Reddit asks some questions, and the users of Reddit answers those questions. Let's get into it. Reddit asks, when was the moment you realized that your best friend wasn't your best friend? When he didn't invite me to his birthday party. I went over to drop off a present, thinking he wasn't having a party, hadn't mentioned anything at school, and found him with his better friends. Something like this happened to me. I live far from where most of my friends live. Not that far, 45 minutes by car. So 3 weeks before my birthday, I asked a friend if I could come over for my birthday weekend so we can have some pizza and drinks with other friends since I never see anyone. I would have paid for pizza and provided some alcohol. They said it was okay. I checked with their roommates, other mutual friends, and they said it sounded fun. Week of, everyone ghosts me. Nothing happens that weekend. Instead, I go out for drinks with my true best friend and our significant others. I checked Snapchat that evening. They're all throwing a party for someone else, another mutual friend. After this, I just consider them my boyfriend's friends, even though we were all friends through all of high school and college. F me. I think all of us have been in that situation where we were the guy that got ditched, or we were the ditchee, someone that you didn't want to hang out with, or you finally realized that your friends didn't want to hang out with you. I mean, long story short, they kind of did you a favor. At least now you know where you stand with them. Now, next time you don't have to go worry about inviting them to a party or getting presents for them. They showed their true colors. I had a friend I moved in with in college. We were best friends and worked with each other. All of a sudden, he stopped hanging out with me entirely. Hanging around the common areas of the house, talking to me at work, telling me about parties we normally go to together, just everything else. Found out years later that he was mad because he felt like I had too much power in the house, whatever the F that means. After I moved out of the house, he eventually started talking to me at work and told me of stories of antics he and his friends got into in high school, stories that I told him when we were roommates. We ended up being put in the same capstone project group at the end of college. He did no work. I made sure to mention this to the professor and removed his name from all the documentation. He still passed. I made sure not to tell him the name of the company I went to work for after I graduated, but he overheard me telling my boss about it, so he could give me a recommendation. 2 months later, you'll never guess who walked in the door to the same office. He had told the company all the same things I had mentioned during the interview process, from what I heard, and somehow no one noticed, or did anything when I brought it up. I quit a month later for a better job. We graduated from high school, and she went to college halfway across the world. Whenever she came back to visit, when I tried to hang out with her, she was always too busy. I later saw tons of pictures posted on Facebook with her and other girls having fun together, so that's what she meant by too busy. Then at one point, she told me that those girls had actually invited me to everything, but she convinced them I wouldn't be able to go. I would have been able to go. I left her alone after that. Edit. I see a lot of speculation in the comments, so I'll try to clear things up. These girls were all people that I've been going to school with ever since kindergarten or so. We all knew each other. I was on good terms with the other girls. The girl I'd been best friends with since first grade, so I felt loyal to her, even though that as she got older, she got meaner. I've learned better since then. I have no idea why she said that, but when she said it, it was with no malice or shame or anything. Like, she was just offhandedly stating a fact. I honestly can't figure out why. Maybe she really did think I was busy and it just came out really wrong. But it seems deliberate when you do it consistently for 2 to 3 weeks while everyone was back home. So this girl had gone to Europe for a significant amount of time, and you'd think when you got home you'd want to just hang out with everyone and see everyone. But just to totally avoid her friend for a couple weeks, and to make decisions for her, it's kind of like a sociopathic behavior, like not even caring about what the other person thinks, and kind of a power trip, controlling her destiny for her. My best friend was going to be my best man at my wedding. A week before the wedding, he called me and said a friend of his had called him and invited him to go fishing the day after my wedding, and that they were going to be driving up the evening of my wedding. He told me he could probably make it through the ceremony, but would have to leave right after. No time for pictures or for the reception. I told him not to worry about the wedding and to go fishing. I had my brother to be my best man instead. Never talked to him much after that, and at the end of the day, the right person was the best man. When she invited me out to dinner as a Christmas gift, and when the check was dropped, she told me she actually couldn't treat because she had an impulse buy and bought her crappy boyfriend a plane ticket when she was drunk the evening before and therefore didn't have the money, among other things. But this was the moment that I was really like, wow, my friendship means nothing to her. I had a friend that was kind of like this. One year, I really wanted to play Xbox with my friend. I upgraded to an Xbox One and he was still on a 360. So one day I just said, you know what, I'm just going to buy you an Xbox. So I went on Walmart's website, bought him an Xbox. He picked it up at his local store. Which was great. I didn't expect anything in return or anything like that. But like the way he would give gifts would be like, if he really wanted to play a game, he would buy that game for his girlfriend and say happy birthday or Merry Christmas or whatever, and then he would just play the game and dominate the Xbox. Or giving gifts to me, he would never give me anything other than like a gift card. It was always like a gift card to Xbox or to League of Legends or some other game I was playing at the time, and put like no thought process into it. Always waited until the last minute, like December 24th, and was like, oh, send me a photo of the card. I know it's not the gift that's supposed to count, but it kind of is, isn't it? Like, you want to kind of think about what the other person would want rather than just be like, I don't know, just throw $10 at him. Yeah. I don't know, am I wrong here? Like, the moment I realized that our friendship wasn't going to last, or realized that he was no longer my best friend, like, for example, I live in Utah, and I would travel down to California and hang out with him, go out to Disneyland, go out to Venice Beach, just travel around all on my dime. I even brought him up to Utah and had him stay with me for a week, him and his girlfriend. We would go down and hang down in Vegas, and most of it would be on my dime. And I don't make a lot of money or anything, but what was important is that we got to hang out because I really liked hanging out with him. And this friendship was about 8 years long or so. But what made me realize that it was all just one-sided, I probably should have found out earlier, but really I was airing some grievances about something. I don't remember what it was. And he actually said to me, well, if you have a problem with me, you know, I can take or leave this friendship. It doesn't matter to me. Yeah, he actually said that after 8 years of friendship and all the stuff we've gone through. It doesn't matter to me. I could take it or leave it. I don't know. Some people you just kind of want to believe in the better part of them, thinking that, you know, there's a good person inside. You know, a whole bunch of red flags. You can look at this with dating relationships or just personal relationships or whatever, but, you know, those red flags are there for a reason, and this guy had a lot of them. I could tell you stories about this guy, but you didn't hear you didn't come to hear me talk, so I'll keep on going on with the Reddit stories. Telling his brother after I called to talk for a bit, like we always did, I told you to say I'm not home if my friend called. I was upset, but it also clued me in to not waste my time on that person anymore. I just told him not to worry and I would talk to him later. I never did, just left it at that. I found out she was uploading my art to a bad art blog. I only found out because she sent me 2 paragraphs telling me I was a horrible friend, anonymously on Tumblr. Then, when I went to her crying over it, wondering who it was, she said it was her, and then blocked me. I thought I could still fix things, but when I found the bad art blog with my art on it, and found out she was talking crap about me to her other friends. I was only 15, and even though it's been years since it happened, I'm still pretty messed up by it in some ways. If you don't like someone, don't pretend to like them and just make fun of them behind their backs. Just let them know you feel like you can't be friends anymore and distance yourself. Yeah, it'll hurt in the short term, but it won't monumentally mess over someone's entire psyche as being fake will. When she got S-faced drunk at my son, her godson's, wedding, trashed a hotel room, called me horrible names, and punched me closed fist in the face. She ended up passed out on the grounds of the hotel, came to and was arrested for trespassing because she refused to leave the premises. Days later, via email, blaming me because she didn't realize she was harboring so much animosity towards me. Bye-bye. So, Drunk Friend was blaming the original poster for hating the original poster and not realizing that she hated her so much. Man, how do you wrap your head around that? Thank you, Internet, again for joining me on some more Reddit stories. So, if you liked what you heard, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments if you have any similar stories. And subscribe, share it with a friend. I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, later, kids.